Alright guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at a very interesting pair of true wireless earbuds. And the pair that we're going to check out are the Yobibo X-Boat Pros. Now, we have checked out some products from Yobibo in the past, and they always have a really interesting design. They always seem to kind of go for something that makes their product stand out, and the X-Boat Pro definitely kind of falls in line with that. Now, this pair does retail for $159, but this is a Kickstarter campaign, and right now they have it where you can pick these up at an early bird price of only 99 bucks. So if you are interested in that, I will have info on that below, but we need to talk about what makes this pair so interesting and what makes these stand out. We definitely need to talk about the sound, and we'll see if it's worth the $100 or even the $160 that they're going to retail for. So let's go ahead and start with what makes this pair so unique. It's an open cased, open air pair of earbuds that has LDAC support and also has active noise canceling. So if you're not familiar with what an open air design earbud is, it's essentially like a pair of AirPods where you don't have silicone grips, it just sits in your ear. So most of the time you still hear all of your surroundings. You don't have anything that's completely sealing off your ear, which will definitely make active noise canceling very interesting, but we're going to talk about that in just a second. This pair does come available in 3 different colors. They have a green version, a silver version, and then the one that I have here is the black version. Now, as far as any type of technology, these do use 13mm dynamic drivers. It also has Bluetooth 5.2, and then it's using an Aeroa chip, which in my opinion is almost like a Qualcomm 3040 chip. It's trying to give you as much performance without sacrificing a lot of your battery life. We'll talk about the battery life in just a second, but let's go ahead and start with the active noise canceling, because I initially thought, why would a pair that's open air have active noise canceling? And after testing these, I still feel that way. I don't understand how a pair that's open is going to be able to cancel out noise. So I would just leave the active noise canceling turned off. And to be honest, out of the box, the active noise canceling isn't even turned on. So it's almost like they kind of know it's not really doing anything. But one thing that does kind of help the noise canceling, but it's more helping passive noise canceling than active noise canceling, is this pair comes with a couple of pairs of these soft foam grips. It kind of resembles the old ear pads that came on like headphones that came with your Walkman. But this foam grip actually helps keep them in place. It helps keep them from moving around, but it also helps block out a lot of your surroundings. And that's just because it's sealing off some of that openness that your earbuds would have otherwise. And they are kind of a pain in the ass to get on them. But once you do, I found that the earbuds just stayed in my ear better. So I actually prefer these with the foam grips on. Now, as far as using these outdoors, they do come with an IPX4 rating, which again, that's kind of normal for a pair that has active noise canceling. So using these at the gym or using these outside if it starts to rain, or if you're somebody that sweats heavily, you're gonna be fine. Just make sure you do not submerge these into water. Now, as far as the charging with this pair, it does come with a USB-C cable. Now, there is no Qi wireless charging on this case, which I will say at the original retail price of $160, a lot of people are not going to like that, because at $160, I feel like a pair should have Qi wireless charging, but at $100, it's a little more forgivable, but I still wish that it would have had it. But what I do like about this pair is you can take the USB-C cable and plug it into your phone if it has a USB-C cable, and the phone will charge your earbuds that way. So I found that to be pretty convenient. And I also like the fast charge feature on this pair, because a 20-minute charge will give you full battery life on your earbuds. So if you just happen to pick them up and they're dead, you just charge them for 20 minutes and it goes up to the 5 hours that you get on the earbuds. Now with the charging case, you're going to get around 40 hours total, but the ability to be able to charge these quickly in 20 minutes, I haven't really seen that in another pair. And so I do like that this pair has that. So now moving over to checking out the case and the actual earbuds themselves. Now this is what makes these unique. The case is open, so there's no lid to actually cover these. Now on the bottom, you can see the USB-C input for charging. And then up top, it actually has a notification bar that's located in the middle right between the earbuds. And this way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. And then on the earbuds, you can actually see a red dot on each one, and that lets you know that they're in there and that they're charging. But moving over to looking at the rest of the earbuds, once you slide them out, they essentially just look like a black pair of AirPods. The stem on it is a little bit thicker, but it's about the same length, and these do use touch controls, and I'm happy to say that they give you control over everything. So you get your play, pause, the ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards, you have volume control, you can turn your ANC on and off, which you might as well just leave it off, and you can even summon your smart assistant all right there from the earbuds. Now, when it comes to using these for phone calls, I felt like the mics were just decent. I don't think it's anything special. I definitely would not compare it to AirPods when it comes to mic quality, but you guys can be the judge by listening to a test here. So here's the mic test using the X-Boat Pros, and I think overall it actually picks up my voice okay. I do feel like it makes it sound somewhat digital, so it doesn't have that very natural sound to it, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here's the mic test for the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound, and let's talk about that LDAC support that these have, because having LDAC support is basically trying to give you the closest thing to CD quality that you can get by using Bluetooth. And initially, I absolutely hated the way that these sounded out of the box. I turned the LDAC on, I started going through tracks, and everything just sounded very closed in. It sounded very muddy, the bass was dull, and I didn't find any genre that I like listening to. I didn't feel like there was any strength to this pair because drums buried everything. Any kind of bass just came in and cluttered everything up, and it sounded like a very cheap pair of earbuds. But oddly enough, once I turned LDAC off, these sounded very, very good. In fact, I think they sound way better than a pair of AirPods, and the bass is some of the best that I've heard on an open air pair of earbuds. It's so weird. It's almost like maybe there's something backwards in the way that the phone was recognizing the earbuds, because I did check. It was marked on and the sound was awful. And then I turned it off and the sound was great. So definitely make sure you're checking both ways. But once I got it sounding the way that it did, there's no EQ control, so I didn't change anything there. There's no app that these work with. So you really just have ANC on, ANC off, and then the ability to go into your phone to turn LDAC on or off. Again, sound huge difference once I switched LDAC off. I was impressed with the bass. The mids were definitely pushed forward. This is a very vocal focused pair of earbuds, and the treble was just nice and clean. It was bright, it was detailed. It wasn't close to being harsh, although you can get these to be very loud. I didn't have distortion with bass by turning the volume up. I didn't have that harshness with the treble. And mids, again, always sounded right up front, and I was really impressed. And also the sound stage and the sound imaging were great on this pair because it's an open pair of earbuds, so they are going to sound a little bit more open. And then being able to hear details and where things were coming from, this pair handled with no problems. So for an open air type pair of earbuds, I was very impressed with the sound quality, and I like the design. I could definitely see, taking this pair with me in different situations where maybe I do want to be able to hear some things around me and just be able to still get sound that's very close to a lot of normal earbuds that I usually try. So I definitely recommend them at the $99 price tag, but I'm a little hesitant at the $160. Again, there's so many other great earbuds out there in that price range. But guys, that's my video on the Yobibo X-Boat Pros. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.